All right, KUCI listeners, this is Osborne of Nirvanic Trance, Sunday nights at midnight here on KUCI. Today, I have the honor of interviewing Amit Duvdevani, a.k.a. Duvdev, of Infected Mushroom, exclusively for KUCI. They will be playing this Saturday night, the 22nd of December, at the Avalon in Hollywood, and you should definitely go see them. Duvdev, it is great to have you. Thank you for this opportunity.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. How are you doing?
Fantastic. So let's start with the questions. The first thing I want to ask you is, how did you first meet Erez?
Well, back in the day, when I was looking to do electronic music, there was, in my hometown where I lived, next to Haifa in Israel, there was another band called Shidapu, and Erez was one of that guys in that band. So actually we met and we started doing a few tracks together, which was the beginning, Duvdev and Shidapu. This is before Infected Mushroom. And then after doing a bunch of tracks together, decided we want to form a band of our own, and we formed Infected Mushroom.
All right, so I believe that was in about 98, 99, right before your first EP, The Gathering. Does that sound correct?
Correct.
So, Infected Mushroom, how did you choose that name?
Well, actually, before us, there was a band in Israel, a punk band called Infected Mushroom. Not a lot of people know that, but there was a band like that doing like a new wave punk music, but then they broke up, and when me and Erez started this psytrance group, we said this could be a great name for an electronic band, and we just picked up the name.
Fantastic.
Yep.
So, okay, if I understand it correctly, you were kind of into punk rock and actually were involved in a punk rock band before you started getting into the trance.
Yep.
So, there's a party in 1991 that I've heard about that kind of changed your life and got you into the trance scene. Can you tell us a little bit more about that party?
Well, I was kind of, 91, 17, 1 year before I was enlisted to the army, and then a friend of mine is telling me, listen, there's a new kind of vibe in this trance party. It's called trance music. Let's check it out. And I was completely against it, because I was a heavy metal kind of dude. But I said, hey, let's go. And we went there, and we saw all these people dancing to this weird music, and said, wow, this is really cool, and started drinking and everything. And then we got dancing until the morning, and I said, wow, this is something I've never seen before. So this kind of changed my approach. And then I started going every weekend and got into trance.
So that was the turning point for you. That's when you
that
started
was the turning
trance.
point for me wanting to go into this music. I liked electronic music before. I liked Depeche Mode, and all this kind of weird electronic stuff back in the day from Genesis, Peter Gabriel, and stuff like that. But never went into trance. This was the first turning point that took me to this kind of music.
All right, very cool.
And it was not trance back in the day; it was more acid kind of called, So
right, yeah, it was before the genre had fully kind of developed.
Correct.
All right, so my co-host Will Roche, aka No ID, and I have been a huge fan of yours from day one. There's one performance of yours that really stuck out to us. We were both at Electric Daisy Carnival. I believe it was 2007, may have been 2008. I can't remember exactly, but you guys were playing the outside at the LA Coliseum.
Yeah.
Your set was from 2:30 to 4.
Yeah.
I remember when you ended, you said you wanted to play more, but they were literally kicking you guys out. So
Correct.
Something I remember from that party was there was a gigantic trampoline set up in front of the stage.
And I jumped all over it.
Yeah, and you were jumping all over it, and the guy from the Smashing the Opponent video, that DJ who
was there.
He was going crazy on the stage. He was jumping. So how did that all come to be? Was the trampoline just there? Was that your guys' idea?
No. The trampoline was just there, and the guy from the Smashing the Opponent video actually came to hang out with us at EDC, and we said, you know what, let's do it, So we went jumping. He was there. Tommy, the guitarist, went nuts on it. And EDC is always, come on, Electric Daisy Carnival is such good fun, even though now it's in Vegas, but still it's such a good fun, and we had such a good time in that show. And yeah, everything came together.
It was a crazy
crazy night, definitely.
So that kind of could be considered a turning point for us, similar to how your 1991 party was, because after that I couldn't do anything except listen to more Infected Mushroom.
Well, great, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so let's talk about the progression of Infected Mushroom a little bit in terms of your albums.
Mm-hmm.
So straight up through Vicious Delicious, it's very electronic, very very trance, almost 100% trance. And then Legend of the Black Shawarma comes along, and you start to hear a lot more of the rock and the metal being bringing in and mixed in with your music, and it's just fantastic.
Correct.
And now with the newest release, Army of Mushroom, You guys are playing around with dubstep, so you got some dubstep kicking in with your mix, and you're mixing it in with the psychedelic trance.
Correct.
And it's also fantastic. So I wanted to ask, is there another theme that we can expect for your next album?
Oh, definitely. There's an album coming out now. It's the first EP called Infected and Friends in January 22nd. It's actually in 1 month from now, which is a part one of a full album, which is Infected and Friends. And it's basically collaborations with other artists, you know. And so in this album, you can expect everything from glitch hop, psytrance, actually a new track with Asterix, which is a dance floor smasher, reggae, glitch hop, trance, maybe even house, which we never dove into, because it's all collaborations with other artists. So you expect names like, you know, M Machine, Porter Robertson, Zed, Steve Aoki, Asterix, Opio. So this album is going to be really diverse and diving into a lot of new genres. And I'm really happy with the first EP, which comes out in 1 month.
Wow, I can't wait for it enough.
Serious, yeah. It's, I can't wait to put it out, you know, because the fans, they always want an album straight up after everything, and this is pretty close to, you know, Army of Mushroom, because Army of Mushrooms just came out in May, and now we're putting a full unreleased EP in January, so I'm really happy that the music comes out fast and the people don't need to wait for like 3 years.
Yeah, and I'm sure your fans are liking it too. That's a really fast turnaround.
Oh, yeah, they will love it. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so let's ask about, you guys have toured literally across the world. I want to ask you, what's the best crowd you've ever played for? Where was it?
So many good crowds around the world. I gotta say, you know, it's hard to remember. Of course, Israel is always more extreme for us, because this is our, you know, base, and to perform with all the families and all the stuff gives it an extra edge. But, you know, Israel is a really good crowd. Brazil is an amazing crowd. Los Angeles was always good for us, you know, as our home today. And, you know, Japan is a good crowd. Mexico is very big for Infected Mushrooms. So I cannot really point what is the best crowd. There's so many good parties and so many good crowds around the world. So, yeah, there's a few.
All right, cool. Thank you for your answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that you guys are playing this Saturday night, December 22nd, at the Avalon.
Yep.
Anything you can tell our listeners about what they can expect this weekend?
Well, this is the new show. Basically started as the unveiling last May, actually, at Avalon. The first test run was at Avalon. Then we tested it around the country. And this is a part of the new tour that we are coming out next year, Fungus Among Us, which is basically unveiling on steroids. We just improved the show. It's 2 huge spheres with 3-dimension production and new tracks, new music. Me and Erez with this weird Smithson Martin controllers and all that stuff. So it's a pretty intense show.
All right, cool. Can't wait to check it out.
Yep.
I hope everybody who's listening, if you're available Saturday night, the 22nd, please go check them out. They're playing the Avalon in Hollywood. A fantastic live show. You haven't seen this kind of energy before, I promise you. All right, so we've got your new album coming out next January. We've got a performance this weekend in the Avalon.
Yep.
What other upcoming events or gigs or collaborations can we look forward to?
Well, after this Avalon gig, we're straight up for London, Boxing Day, and from there, India and Cape Town for the New Year. So a lot of traveling in the next 10 days. Then we take like 10 days off and start the Fungus Among Us tour, which will go all over the United States, North America, and will end, in April. Then we go Europe and the rest of the world. Many collaborations are lined up for this year. Seven Lions, Porter Robertson, Zed, Asterix, as I said, Oscar, M Machine, a lot of new collaborations for this new EP, which is called Steve Aoki, and for which is called Infected and Friends, and will go out. Every EP will go out in DMAC, which the first one will start in 1 month from now. So, a lot of stuff coming up, and I'm really excited for 213 if the world will not end this Friday,
Yeah, hopefully not.
Hopefully,
we have to miss your show.
We need a show day after, yeah.
I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, me too.
That's good to hear. All right, pretty much wrapping it up. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the KUCI listeners?
Well, if you're coming this Saturday, expect a good show. We're coming, super excited for this show, and check out the new EP. It's going to be unique.
All right, Dev, thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure.
Once again, Avalon this Saturday night, 22nd. Go check it out. Thanks, KUCI.